Thank you all for being here tonight and joining Va-Dor for our Tuesday evening program, Touch of Jewish History, featuring the story of Larry David. I just have a not too long of a bio tonight because the videos kind of speak for themselves as well. Lawrence Gene David was born on July 2nd, 1947 in the Sheepshead Bay neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York City. His parents are Rose and Morty David, his father a men's clothing manufacturer, and he has an older brother, Ken. Larry's family is Jewish. His father's family moved from Germany to the United States during the 19th century. David's mother was born into a Polish Jewish family in Ternopil, which is now in the Ukraine. His parents, Rose and Morty David, raised Larry in a Jewish home, and he became bar mitzvah in 1960 in a Brooklyn shul. At college, at the University of Maryland in College Park, Larry joined the Tau Epsilon Phi fraternity, an organization started to allow Jews to join a fraternity after being rejected by others. He's known for his dry wit, portrayals of awkward social situations, and observations on everyday life. He has received various accolades, including 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, 3 Producers Guild of America Awards, and 4 Writers Guild of America Awards, in addition to nominations for 6 Actor Awards and 3 Golden Globes. Larry married Laurie Leonard in 1993 to 2007 when they divorced, and has been married to Ashley Underwood since 2020. Larry has 2 daughters with his first wife, Cassie David and Rami David. To the billions of non-Jews in the world, Larry David is an unreasonable, misanthropic, hateful grump. But to the Jews of the world, Larry David is a reflection of our kvetchiest selves. He vocalizes the struggles and the gripes that we feel would be too minor to mention. He goes places no other Jew would dare. If Larry is happy, it won't be for long. The third certainty in life besides death and taxes. Larry recently told an audience that he used to only think about sex. Now in his 70s, he's added dying to his deep thoughts. At age 79, Larry now has a brand new sketch comedy miniseries with the Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground Productions, which premiered on HBO on June 26, 2026. It's entitled Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness, an Almost History of America, in honor of America's 250th anniversary. In this new series, Larry reunites with some of his Curb Your Enthusiasm cast, along with acting opposite a couple of other cool Jews, such as Henry Winkler, Jerry Seinfeld, and the late Rob Reiner. The rest of Larry David's life and career will be discussed in tonight's video, so I didn't want to repeat myself. So let's get on with the videos and hopefully laugh a bit or a lot this evening. Thank you all for being part of tonight's program. Our first video that we have is from 1989, a Woody Allen movie called New York Stories, and of course Larry David is in it.
Where's my mother?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What are you talking about?
She vanished.
Vanished? What is it?
Disappeared, vanished.
How is that possible?
I have no idea. It never happened to me before. Did it, Rita?
No, it's like a miracle. That's exactly what I thought when it happened. Just like a
Well,
miracle.
how does this trick work?
There's a secret compartment, but she's not in it. It's empty.
Okay, we've searched every inch of the theater. She's gone.
What do you mean she's gone? How can she be gone? Look what they're telling me here. How is it possible that she's gone? Where did you get this trick? I don't understand. Where did you buy this thing?
Pittsburgh, 20 years ago. The place is out of business now.
Maybe it has got to do with molecules.
What do you mean molecules? You take a little Jewish lady and you stuff her in a box and she disappears and she's telling me molecules?
You know what? The theater's not taking any responsibility for
Don't
this
worry
either.
about a thing. Anything happens to your mother, I'll get you 2 free tickets to any show we do.
Who wants tickets?
Okay,
What are you talking
I'm gonna
about?
call the police.
No, I don't want any publicity on this. It's too strange. You know, attorney's mother vanishes during magic trick. It's bizarre.
I don't want publicity on this either. Nobody will ever volunteer again.
Look what he's worried about. You
All right,
worried
look,
that
there's
no
gotta
one's
be
going to
some
volunteer?
kind of rational explanation for this thing. 900 people were watching the box. She never got out. She's not in there. There's no trapdoors or mirrors. Even the magician over here, he doesn't know how it happened. We've got a problem here.
The next one I have for you is in the year 2000, and it's a Private Benjamin film review with Larry David doing the film review. The quality of the video is not great, but I thought it was good to put it in so you can see his early years.
And now, with a review of the film Private Benjamin, we'd like to welcome back Friday's entertainment critic, Larry David. Larry?
Thanks, Melanie. Private Benjamin is a movie about a girl who decides to join the army after her husband has a heart attack and dies while making love to her. I'll tell you something. I know that's one way I'm not going to have a heart attack. Not while I'm making love. Making love. You still call it making love if the whole thing's over in a minute and a half? I make love. But I'm really maturing sexually. I've gotten to the point where I can sleep with someone who's intelligent. Used to be I could only have sex with women who couldn't read or write. Of course, having sex with intelligent women has its advantages and disadvantages. One advantage is there's very little chance an intelligent woman will ask you to tie them up. I'm not tying anybody up. Come on, who am I, Roy Rogers? And of course, the biggest advantage in sleeping with intelligent people is that after it's over, they don't like to sit around naked. I hate to sit around naked. When it's over, I want to put those pants on. I want to put those pants on and pretend like the whole thing never happened. Believe me, the last thing in the world I want to do is sit around naked. First of all, my couch is vinyl. Come on, you can't sit on vinyl naked. It sticks to you. You get up, you got a 100-pound couch on your back.
Next one I have for you is almost a half an hour, and it's got bits and pieces from all over, interviews, videos, pieces of shows, etc. So everything you wanted to know about Larry David is just about in this one video, but we still have more after that's over, a lot more. So take it away, Larry.
This is what everybody watching this wants to know.
Yeah.
Who is Larry David?
This guy.
For Jerry, the show was fun. For you, doing the show was suffering.
You're a legendary, miserable guy.
I'm a jerk. That's who I am.
I stand before you tonight a new man.
Seinfeld has gone on to become one of the most successful series in television history.
A 30-second commercial on the show sells for more than $500,000.
Strange for a show that was supposed to be about nothing.
You've made over $100 million. Has it made any difference in terms of what we're talking about? Insecurity, struggle?
It's changed somewhat, but there's still a lot of that in me.
David's friends, for instance, say he's a sweetheart. He says, that's just who is he? That's what we wanted to find out.
When NBC renewed Seinfeld for a 13th episode after the first 4 episodes, Larry David was already thinking about quitting.
When they wanted more, you said, more? I can't do more. I've given you everything I have in these 4 episodes.
Well, I didn't say it out loud, but I said it to my close personal friends.
Like Jerry.
Like Jerry, yeah.
His past up to that point didn't get Larry ready for what he was faced with in show business.
The thing you have to understand is that I had a very low opinion of myself. I was raised to think that I couldn't do anything.
You had no reason to believe that you were going to be as successful as you wanted to be.
Zero belief in myself.
Larry was born on July 2nd, 1947, a second son for his parents. His father was a Brooklyn clothier. Later, he retired and became the president of a condo association, like Jerry's dad on Seinfeld. Larry's mother worked for Bureau of Child Guidance. It was her dream, for her son to just have a safe job like her.
What did your mother want you to be?
A mailman.
A mailman?
Yes, she wanted me to work in the post office.
Because it was safe?
Safe, yes, secure, paychecks.
Pension?
Yeah, that was her dream, by the way. You know, that wasn't just, that was a dream. It wasn't only because she said that, that's how I felt about it.
He shared a room with his older brother. There was no privacy, Larry said. I lived in a co-op. There were 4 6-story buildings, and I had friends on all of them. If you wanted your friends to come over, you just went down into the courtyard and yelled his name as loud as you could.
This was my apartment. This is where I grew up.
Okay, and what age?
This is where my aunt, uncle, and cousins grew up. Look at the size of our kitchen.
My grandmother lived upstairs on the 3rd floor with my uncle and my cousin. Next door was my aunt, uncle, and my 2 cousins. There was a lot of yelling between my aunts and uncles, the family of my friends, and the apartment next to us.
I grew up in an apartment in Brooklyn. I was surrounded by crazy neighbors, and everybody knew your business. My aunt and uncle and my cousins were right next door, and my grandmother and uncle, my insane uncle, and my other cousin, they were on the 3rd floor, and the door, everybody kept walking in and out, and there was no privacy. And I had a date in high school, and people from the building were coming in. Larry, you have a date! You know. How the fuck do you know? Yeah.
Larry went to Sheepshead Bay High School, where his report cards were filled with average marks because he didn't care much.
In junior high school and high school, I did not participate in anything.
You didn't?
I didn't even know things were going on. By the way,
yes, you did.
I didn't even know, I swear to you, I didn't even know there was a prom. Not only did I not go, I didn't even know about it.
His parents also forced him to go to Hebrew school, which he detested. He didn't much hide his feelings and got kicked out for laughing at the rabbi who was telling him off. But his parents, who were horrified that he wouldn't be able to have a bar mitzvah, talked him back in. After graduating from high school, Larry enrolled at the University of Maryland for a degree in history.
I didn't know that you studied history.
The history major, to me, that was, I had an aptitude for it, and I thought that was the easiest way I could get by.
It was at the university that Larry made a discovery that he could be funny.
I had no idea I was funny. Right. Nobody laughed at anything I did.
Were you funny as a kid?
No, not especially.
No?
I don't think I was, no. I would do stuff for the family. Little, performance kind of stuff. Elvis and stuff like that. I'd come in and do Elvis. But I wasn't witty.
This had to come from somewhere in your bloodline. Who in your family was funny? Where'd you get your sense of irony and crazy and things?
My mom's crazy. My mother was crazy funny. Right. In a Gracie Allen sort of way, but unintentionally. Right. Yeah.
When I was growing up, I loved the Bilko Show.
Colonel sent for me, sir? Yes, Bilko. I've been going over this list of motor pool requisitions. There must be some mistake here.
Mistake, sir?
Yes, you couldn't possibly have ordered hairpins and chewing gum.
Oh, did they come, sir?
He was doing what we were doing in a way. Doing these guys who are saying and doing things that nobody else would say and do nasty things and being unlikable and being deceptive.
Growing up, nobody pointed out Larry's talent.
I had a particular personality in Brooklyn with these guys, these friends, my family, my relatives. I was this person who was not funny. There was nothing funny about me. I didn't think I was funny. Nobody ever laughed at anything I said. I never said anything funny.
But he does concede that growing up in Brooklyn gave him all sorts of material for later use.
Growing up in Brooklyn, there's something about...
Sheepshead Bay or something?
Yeah, Sheepshead Bay. Something about Brooklyn, I think that breeds comedy.
But after joining college, he meets a part of him he never seen before.
Then I leave Brooklyn, go to Maryland, and I go to Maryland, and all of a sudden I meet some new people, so I make some new friends, and I'm suddenly this funny guy. People started laughing at me. And I go, what the hell is what's going on, All of a sudden, a part of me that I didn't even know existed now started to emerge. And it was something. I was quite startled by it.
He began entertaining his friends, recounting his disastrous dates and humiliating details to heighten the comic effect.
I'm starting to say things that they're finding funny. Most of them were self-deprecating. Sure. It had to do with my own inadequacies, particularly with women.
But they were real thoughts.
Well, they're real thoughts, and they're laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm shocked, but I love it. I still didn't think about becoming a comedian. That didn't enter my mind.
After graduation, Larry headed back to Brooklyn. He got a 2-bedroom apartment, which he shared with a couple of friends, and starts looking for a job. He did several jobs, but none of them lasted long. He worked for a bra wholesaler selling defective bras.
The job here is quite simple. Selling bras.
You sold bras? Were you a good bra salesman?
I was, yeah.
Indeed, sir.
I sold seconds. They were, they're called seconds.
What?
They're irregulars. They're cheap.
Tell me about it.
Cheap bras. They were like riddled.
Cheap bras?
Yeah, cheap bras. Cheap bras. They were,
right.
They're riddled with holes. So people would buy them because they're very cheap.
Riddled with holes?
They had holes in them.
Had they been worn before?
No, it's just in the manufacturing process.
They poked a lot of holes in them.
Well, they're different things. They had threads, hanging.
You're starting to melt down. Are you all right? You just spit on me. You're getting all worked up.
No,
We gotta get slow-mo on that. He just spit on me.
He also worked in a law office. After that, he was a cab driver and finally a private chauffeur.
The job I can imagine you having, which you did, was you were a limo driver for a while.
For the latter job, he had to wear a uniform, and he would be highly embarrassed to be seen by someone he knew waiting by the car for some rich women to come out of a store on Fifth Avenue. But he claimed to like the job, especially when he worked for an elderly woman with poor vision, who couldn't tell if he didn't wear his uniform.
She was an old woman. She was practically blind. She could see a little bit. Right. And I took complete advantage of her because she couldn't see. She didn't know if the car was filthy or not, and it was filthy. So I would hear from the back seat, "Is the car clean?" I go, yeah, spotless. And she'd say to me, "You got your hat on?" Yeah, because I had a chauffeur's cap.
Sure.
Yeah. I said, yeah, I got that. I got the cap on. Yeah, I got the cap. And then one of her friends squealed on me, and that was it. I got fired. Yeah.
Between jobs, he collected unemployment insurance.
I used to worry about money a lot because I didn't really have a lot. I used to be, I'd go down to the grocery store at 3 o'clock in the morning with a jar of Tropicana, a bottle of Tropicana with pennies filled, and get a can of ravioli.
The building I lived in New York, I couldn't get into the building unless I was buzzed in by somebody. Right. And Kramer used to buzz me in. So I was totally dependent on Kramer being home, okay? At any time of the day, I was in the building illegally, okay?
Oh, I see.
You're not allowed to sublet, or there was some rule or something. And so the only way I could get in was to say that I was visiting Kramer. And if he wasn't home, I had, then I had to go to somebody else.
Parents beside themselves.
What are we going to do?
Yes.
Went to university.
I would overhear conversations that were heartbreaking, terrible.
About you?
Yeah, about me, yeah. What are we going to do?
What's he going to do with himself?
They send me to a psychiatrist.
Sure.
He also joined the Army Reserves to avoid getting drafted to Vietnam.
I didn't know that you were in the U.S. Army Reserve.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot imagine you in any situation where people are telling you this is how you must behave and this is what's required.
Yeah.
How long were you in the Army for?
You did that for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I was in the reserves to avoid going to Vietnam.
The glasses, like the eyesight, wasn't a problem?
No. I was in it. I went to basic training. I had occupational specialty school. I was a petroleum storage specialist, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
And then I heard about a psychiatrist who was writing letters for like $250. And so I went to see him, and I talked to him for 45 minutes, and he wrote me up this letter. And the letter basically said that I was crazy. And that was it. And I got out.
It was at this time Larry got the idea to take an acting class.
I was in plays in elementary school. So I thought I'll try that. Yeah, this is it.
This is the very spot where he made his only previous stage appearance at age 13 in the school play, Charlie's Aunt.
So I tried that, and I didn't really like it all that much.
He participated in the class, but never found himself particularly comfortable acting.
I was so bad as an actor.
But this one time I had to speak in front of the class as myself, and there were laughs.
I was making people laugh with my asides that they were encouraging me to become a comedian.
My friend's wife kept saying, you're funny. Why aren't you doing stand-up comedy? Because I was floundering. So she was encouraging me to do it. I went to the Improv, and I was watching a show. It's a Saturday night show. As I'm watching it, I'm going, Jesus, I thought, you know what? I think I could do this. And in the middle of the show, I walk up to Bud Friedman, who's the manager of the club, the owner of the club. And I said, I'd like to go on.
On a Saturday night?
On a Saturday night. Like, how insane is that? I want to go on. I have nothing, okay? I've never been on a stage. I want to go on. Thank God. He said, who are you? I said, I'm in the audience. No, of course not. You can't go on. You got to audition. And then I knew somebody who was doing it, somebody from college, and I had coffee with him, and he said, well, here's what you have to do. You have to write some material, and you can go on here, you can go on here, and go on there, So he gave me a list of places, and I started, okay, and then I told everybody, I said, I'm going to do stand-up comedy. And I wrote material, and I started trying to do it.
What gave you the confidence to get up on stage? It sounds like you're not the most confident guy.
No, I had no confidence to go up on stage, and I still don't have any confidence to go up on stage. And I am not the most confident guy, you're right. But I had
nothing in my life. There was nothing else that I was capable of doing. And I was really perhaps on the verge of becoming a homeless person at some point. So I felt like I had nothing to lose. So I got up there.
So Larry began working the clubs, usually in late-night weekday slots. Eventually, he got to work the more crowded weekends.
What was your act like?
It's hard to describe what my act was like, because very often I would leave in the middle of it.
He was not the type of stand-up who embraced the audience.
As soon as I saw somebody in the audience just make a face, or somebody talk to the person next to them.
It was about 3 minutes up there. He wasn't really getting too many laughs, and he goes, I don't need this, forget it.
He threw the microphone down, called the audience a bunch of ignorant and walked off the stage.
I was verbally abused every night. It was horrible.
But you kind of learned how to, I guess, play up it, or no, never?
I didn't learn. I would lose my temper. I challenged people to fight.
Would you really?
I'd say, no, because I knew I had friends in the bar. I go, come on.
Like some guy would be quietly ordering a beer, like really people were very polite, and he'd go, how could you be so rude? What kind of person are you? And he'd just start screaming at them, and he'd throw money at people, take your money back and leave, you fucking animals.
He said, F you. He said, F people. And he left the stage. I went, wow, what an act.
I would become infuriated and throw the microphone down and leave.
He instantly became my favorite comedian. The audiences didn't know what to do with him.
What was your act like?
First of all, it was completely disjointed, very eclectic. I would talk about a lot of really, really personal things, and also a lot of farcical, absurd things. And
I would never let anybody come see me. I only wanted strangers in the audience. I couldn't stand it if I saw a face, and if I recognized the face. It would throw me.
He just couldn't get over the hump that comedians have to perform in front of other people.
I can't really say what it was about. It was mostly about me, I guess.
It is even said, though, that sometimes you would take a look at the audience and not go on.
Yeah, I did that once.
Not often, but from time to time, Larry would actually get up on stage, grab the microphone, do a very slow 180 looking at the audience from left to right.
I kind of looked him over and I went, I don't think so.
Take the microphone, put it back in the stand and go, never mind, and would walk off stage.
And I left.
You apparently had a joke that you would do at the top of your set.
You seem like a very nice audience tonight. I'm wondering, in case I break into some Spanish or French, may I use the familiar two form with you people? Instead of usted, because I think usted is going to be a little too formal for this crowd. I feel already I've established the kind of rapport that I can jump into the two form with you.
And you would tell the other comics, if the crowd goes for this, I know that it's my crowd and I'll continue.
Yeah.
And then if they don't go for this, I'll know that it's not going to go well. And the joke was...
Oh, it was the two form?
You know, Caesar used the two form with Brutus even after Brutus stabbed him. He said et tu Brute, and I think that's a little too informal when someone's trying to assassinate you. I think at that point, perhaps instead he would have been better off. But that's Caesar. That's crazy, wacky, mixed up Julius Caesar.
But Larry really enjoyed the stand-up comedian lifestyle and the social life at the New York comedy scene.
It was a life that you lived and breathed. Like, you'd go to the clubs, you'd go on, you'd hang out at the clubs. Then after the clubs, you'd go to somebody's house, or you'd go out to eat. You'd be home at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd get phone calls at 4:30 in the morning.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It was also at this time he met Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry and I met probably around 1976 or 77.
I was actually eavesdropping on Larry, talking to another comedian, and I wasn't even in comedy yet. We didn't talk, but him and this other comedian were leaning on the fender of my car, and I knew that they were real comedians, and I was still just flirting with the idea. 3 years later, when we did talk, we couldn't stop. We were both obsessed with the smallest possible issue. Ring a bell?
I don't remember leaning on the car.
Yeah, what is that?
And I certainly don't remember being a real comedian.
We hit it off right away. We always had a lot of fun talking to each other. Same things interested us. Occasionally we would write together.
I would tell him my premises, and he would tell me his premises.
From 1980 to 1982, Larry became a writer and cast member for ABC's Fridays, where he worked with Michael Richards, who played Kramer on Seinfeld.
Now here to get to the bottom of this is everyone's pal, Larry David.
Fridays is a live comedy show produced by ABC to duplicate the success of NBC's Saturday Night Live, which was on its 5th season at the time of Friday's beginning. But it lasted only the 2 seasons Larry was on. From 1984 to 1985, Larry was a writer for Saturday Night Live.
Was I really a writer on Saturday Night Live?
Yes, Larry, you were. You wrote here for 1 season.
During his time at SNL, he was only able to get only 1 sketch on the air.
I know at SNL it wasn't a good fit for you.
You were very discouraged. It's hard to believe, but none of your scripts were ever chosen. You were a failure at Saturday Night Live. You're hired as a writer. You get in there. Within 5 weeks, you're completely irritated and disgusted with the job, right?
Yes.
Because they didn't recognize your genius.
How is it that you worked there for a whole year or a whole season and only got 1 sketch on?
My sketches would do very well at the read-through.
At the dress rehearsal.
Yes. And then they would invariably get cut like week after week after week.
Because Dick Ebersol didn't like my material. He was the executive producer. Dick and I didn't quite get along.
You mouthed off to Dick Ebersol. He was the guy in charge. It wasn't Lorne Michaels.
No. One night before the show, another sketch of mine was cut.
Like right before one of the shows was about to start, he had cut one of my sketches after dress rehearsal.
I had enough.
And I walked up to him.
And he was sitting on a director's chair. He had the headphones on. I said,
This show stinks! It stinks! It's shit! I'm done! I'm not working! I'm done! I'm gone! This! I'm out! I quit this piece of shit show!
So I go home, walking home, it's freezing out, and as I'm walking, I'm starting to compute the amount of money I had just cost myself.
Right, because you had a year contract.
Yeah.
The real Kramer, the guy you were living with, Kenny Kramer.
My next door neighbor,
right,
yeah.
He says, go back on Monday and pretend like it didn't happen.
That's exactly nothing.
And you had the job.
Yeah.
Larry didn't last much longer on Saturday Night Live. His time at SNL ended with the season.
When NBC began talking to Jerry Seinfeld about doing an offbeat television series, he was a moderately successful stand-up comic.
In 1988, Brandon Tartikoff, then head of NBC, approached Seinfeld to ask him if he wanted to create and star in a comedy show for NBC. And Seinfeld didn't think he could do it on his own. He needed a collaborator.
Jerry approached me in a nightclub, in one of the comedy clubs in New York.
I think it was Catch a Rising Star, and said that NBC was interested in him doing a show.
Not necessarily a show, actually, a special.
We just went into this grocery store that night, that same night that he approached me. We went into the grocery store. We were going to share a cab back to the West Side.
Talked about a couple of things and came up with this idea.
What was the idea as you originally described it to the network?
The idea was that it was an idea for the special, which would be a 90-minute special.
We initially were pitching a show about how a comedian gets his material. Where do you get your material from? How do you get your material? What is your life like that you're able to carve these routines?
He would be going on the Tonight Show. His manager books him on the Tonight Show, and the show would be in a couple of weeks, and he doesn't have any new material to do on the show. So we were going to see how he came up with his material for this Tonight Show spot, and then at the end of the special, he would actually do the material on the Tonight Show, and that was the idea for the special, and that is what eventually has evolved into this.
We started talking about these idiotic things that we like to discuss, these inane, silly things
they wouldn't do.
I know you had written for Fridays and SNL, but how prepared did you feel when your pal Jerry called and said, they want me to develop this thing, do you want to create the show with me?
Next to nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so,
because I just wrote sketches for those shows that you mentioned. No, I did not know how to write a half-hour show.
So did it seem like an instant challenge?
Oh, yeah.
Exciting?
No.
Or dreading?
No, dreading, yeah, as I dreaded everything.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what the form was. I had no idea how many pages I had to write. It was the whole thing was a mystery to me.
We wrote the pilot, and it really didn't take us all that long.
Certainly wasn't a strong story drive, and it was kind of all over the place, but it was funny. So we all said, oh, what the hell? let's try a pilot on this thing and let's see what happens.
This is the audience test on the pilot back in 1989. Pilot performance weak.
The research report on Seinfeld was pretty disastrous. Pilot performance, weak.
Viewers felt that Jerry needed a better backup ensemble.
No segment of the audience was eager to watch the show again.
George was viewed as a wimp and only mildly amusing. Viewers said he whined.
In the end, NBC stuck its neck out and ordered 4 episodes.
Which is the smallest number of episodes ever ordered by a network.
I felt good just the fact that the 4 episodes were produced, because I had never produced 4 episodes before, and frankly, I didn't know that I was capable of doing that. So just the fact that we had 4 shows on the air made me very excited.
Well,
I didn't think about the future. I thought, phew, I got by. I did the 4. Okay, let's go back to New York. Let's get on with our lives.
They didn't give a full commitment to the show until like 3 years in. Did you get an actual...
The first pickup was for 4 shows.
4 shows.
Then the next pickup was for 13.
Right.
The next pickup was for 22.
And that's 3 years in.
Yeah.
But they never thought I don't think anybody thought that it was going to take off.
The series didn't catch on at first. I'm wondering...
Jerry didn't either. We just really wanted to do a good show. In fact, if the show got canceled, it didn't make a difference to either one of us, because Jerry could go back to doing a stand-up, I could go back to doing nothing, and both of those ideas were very appealing to us.
The show really didn't find itself until the 3rd season when they put us on after Cheers. So suddenly they handed us the biggest audience.
The story goes, 3rd season of Seinfeld. You're, of course, the creator of Seinfeld. Every reason in the world to be happy. The show is now successful. And they come to you and they say, Larry, the show has been renewed for a 3rd season. And you were in tears.
Yes.
I cried. You cried.
I cried.
You wept.
I wept.
Openly.
Yeah. Openly. I can't do it. I can't do it. It never concerned me whether or not I was going to last. If they ended, they could have ended at any time, and I would have done cartwheels.
You were waiting.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. When? Cancel this. Why aren't they canceling?
It's too much pressure for you, right?
It's like a relationship. I just didn't think I could keep it up.
Was it an internal thing where you said, gee, the show is so important to people, I don't want to disappoint them?
I didn't want to come into an unhappy set.
Right.
I wanted the actors to be happy. I didn't want them to get a script and look at it and be disappointed.
In the 4th season, Larry wrote The Contest, an episode he won an Emmy. The show was finally a hit, and Larry was making a huge paycheck. Only a few years earlier, he was surviving with very little, and his career was doing very poorly. Yet he had the vision, courage, and confidence to insist on writing the show the way he wanted to.
I quit the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
When they tried to interfere.
It was also during this time that Larry started to find success in his love life. He married his first wife, Lori David. The two met in comedy club. At the time, she was a talent booker for David Letterman, and they had 2 daughters.
After 7 seasons, David left the show in 1996.
Larry wanted to quit Seinfeld multiple times, but Jerry convinced him to stay until 1996 on the 7th season.
I just can't, I just couldn't do another one. I don't know. I'd come to the end. I was hoping that everybody would feel the same way, but I was the only one. Now, I had been there for 7 years, and that's a long time to suffer the way I do in my daily life. And 7 years is a long time for somebody to executive produce a show like that.
Larry's next work indirectly relate to the sudden wealth and success of him from Seinfeld. Sour Grapes follows a story of 2 friends as their relationship with each other and their family fall apart, after one of them won $436,000 on slot machine with a quarter given to him from his friend.
You think he should give you money?
You should give me half the money.
I was the one playing the machine.
Don't you give him a penny.
You'd be crazy if you do.
The movie wasn't a financial success, and wasn't well received by critics either. After being discouraged by the poor reception of his feature film, Larry decides to return to stand-up comedy. When he told his friend Jeff Garlin his plan, Jeff suggests that he should film his return.
I was writing some stand-up because I hadn't done it since Seinfeld, so it had been like 9 years. And he said, "What are you doing now?"
I said, well, I'm thinking about going back to stand-up. I haven't done it in 10 years, and I'd like to go try it again. Maybe I'll have more success this time. If they introduce me as the co-creator of Seinfeld, maybe that'll help, you know? He said, well, you know what? You should film it. And I said, film it? No, I don't want to do that. He says, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be like a documentary for HBO.
Well, what would that be exactly? We would see me go up on stage. Okay, you'd see the stand-up. but what would happen off stage? And what am I going to do? Go into a supermarket and shop? That seems boring to me. Just talking about the stand-up off screen when I wasn't on stage. All the documentary stuff that wasn't on stage seemed boring to me. So I thought, what I'd like to do, I'd like to make that stuff up. Let me make up the off-stage part. I'll get a fake wife, you know, not my real wife. I'll cast for a wife. You'll be my manager. Okay, and I'll make up a storyline that I will intersperse with the stand-up. So I worked on this thing. I wrote this, and it was an hour special. We pitched it to HBO. They said, okay. It had to be improvised because it's supposed to be a documentary about me going back to stand-up. So there's where the improvisation comes in. And while we were filming, Jeff was saying to me, you know, this could be a series. And I said, yeah, maybe it could. And a lot of times we'll be doing scenes and I won't even know what the scene is.
There's an outline. There's like a 7-page outline, and there's maybe a paragraph about what each scene is about. But there's no dialogue written.
Larry has written the story.
Right.
And in that story, maybe a half dozen things are like, he says this. Or she says that.
Because you have to move the story along.
Yeah, it's for story purposes, not because it's a great joke.
Right.
I play it every time differently. I try and do it different.
Action shots.
When people laugh on the show, it's genuine laughter because they're hearing something for the first time.
Yeah.
And they're reacting honestly and spontaneously to it.
It so fits younger people today because there aren't laughs on it.
To it.
Yeah.
That the young people enjoy.
Curb Your Enthusiasm's long run, and it's a true testament to Larry David's comedic genius.
You've made over $100 million. But has it made any difference? Did it change you?
I mean, it gave me money.
Yep.
It gave me something.
Yeah.
It gave me something that I didn't have, but not in the way that people think that, oh man, I just like a total transformation.
But then you tell me.
It wasn't that at all.
For Larry, it's not about the money.
Right, of course.
It's about, can I do another good show?
Right.
And that makes us different than most shows in history. He only wants to do good work and enjoy himself.
So I just love him, and I think he's a genius. You know, Curb Your Enthusiasm, everybody got to see this guy that I had known all that time. And you see why this guy's so fantastic? He's so funny, you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't need anything. No. He doesn't need anything. Just Larry talking about what is bothering him is the greatest TV show, right?
Yes.
So next up for you, I have 3 short episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I think if you haven't never seen it, I think you'll enjoy seeing the grumpy Larry David.
I think I'll get Cheryl an ice cream.
Very nice.
Yeah, well, on the days I want sex, I'm a lot nicer.
Really?
Oh yeah, I'll be nice the whole day. And then we'll have sex, and then I'll just go back to being the way I am. It's fascinating.
And it works for you.
What is that banana thing?
I have these people that come here, they get 10 samples, you know? And it's not right for the woman working back there. She's got better things to do than just scooping out samples for them.
They're all. What is this? Oh,
Look at
chocolate
this.
swirly.
People are waiting. That's not right.
No, it's not. You know, I shouldn't be eating ice cream.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I really shouldn't. I don't know what I came here for. I can't even be. You mind if I go? Because if I stay here, I'll have no self-control.
Get out of here.
All right, bye.
Get out.
Could I try the raspberry chocolate, whatever that is?
Got a long wait.
Oh, could I try the tiramisu?
That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. Get that. Get that.
I think I will.
Yeah, get that.
Thank you.
Get that.
And I think I'd
Yeah.
like to try the banana, please.
Banana? Whoa. It might taste like, let me guess, a banana?
And some chocolate.
I mean, this is
Just
really
the plain
ridiculous. This is so
chocolate,
rude.
Just the plain chocolate.
You know, you're like a sample abuser. That's what you are.
What's the matter with you?
You're abusing your sampling privileges.
What do you
One
think they
sample,
have these little
2 samples the
spoons
most.
for?
You can't just go on sample after sample.
Yes, I can.
No,
I
you
can.
can't.
You know what? I'm just going to have the plain vanilla, please. Thank you.
Oh, a decision's been made. Oh, we got vanilla. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Vanilla. She winds up with vanilla? You gotta be kidding me. That was the vanilla.
Next one, so that one was 2012, and the next one is Larry Takes the Bus, and it's 2018.
Hey! No! Oh, come on! Open the door!
Does this go to Olympic and Hauser?
Hey, not all the way. You got to transfer.
Transfer. What do you sit in the middle for? Why did you move over one? Okay, or whatever you're saying, but it's a little strange. I've never seen a person sit in the middle. It's like using the middle urinal. You know, it's odd. I'm not sure if you can understand me or not. No, you go over there. No, you sit there. No,你坐得。No. Sir, Olympic and Hauser? I'm supposed to go to, sir? I'm supposed to go to Olympic and Hauser?
Yeah, that's easy, man. Get off at the La Cienega stop. You got a couple options.
Okay, will you tell me when that's coming up?
I'm not your babysitter. Figure it out.
This bus is a very cold, unforgiving place. I don't like it one bit.
This next one that I have is from 2018, and it's Larry's Guide to Judaism.
Hello.
You're a Jew, yes?
Yes, I am a Jew. A big Jew. Big. Delight. Try it.
Proud Jews wear yarmulkes.
Yeah, be proud here in the parking lot. You don't need to be proud in there. My yarmulke almost fell off. I'm so taken aback.
I think I want to go to Temple. You got to get your ticket to go to the
Why
holiday.
do you need a ticket to go to Temple? You got something?
There's 2 seats right down front. But you can't drink the wine without the prayer.
Oh, you can't? Really? Watch this.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kimalkeinu.
Larry.
Ein Keloheinu. Ach, wegs, belach, wisselang.
You know what's in here? Matzah.
A shofar!
Where are the milchik plates?
You were told about the milchik plates.
You ever had Jewish food before? Oh, Kopex gave me some kishka one time.
What's it? There's a hole there.
Because you're Hasidic.
Would you believe that stupid shit?
I thought you only got bar mitzvah once.
It's once every 13 years. You got to recharge the mitzvah.
I don't think Jews would like that.
Get a life, Jews.
You know what you are?
What am I?
You're a self-loathing Jew.
Am I? I do hate myself,
yes.
but it has nothing to do with being Jewish.
This next one is his speech honoring Mel Brooks at the American Film Institute, AFI.
This guy's a disaster. He's a living disaster. He's a storm. He's like a storm that will destroy everything in its path. I mean, he's got this gift. Everything he touches, he dooms.
Ladies and gentlemen, Larry David.
Thank you. Lavishing praise on people does not come easy to me. In fact, I find it quite distasteful. Let's just say it's not my cup of tea. Usually I have to wait for somebody to die to do it. And even then, I have to give it a couple of years. But not so tonight. When I first heard the 2,000-year-old man, I was laughing so hard my father came into my room and turned off the record player. What the hell's going on in here, Larry? See, my parents didn't mind me chuckling at a comedy album or a TV show. A little chuckle was fine. But this was something else entirely. This was disturbing. So out of the ordinary. I never knew a person could be that funny. And from the very first time I heard that album, from that moment on, I said to myself, I can never, ever be a comedian. What is the point? So Mel Brooks didn't get me into comedy, he kept me away from it. I wasted years doing nothing because of him. No job, living at home, lying on the couch watching Shindig. My parents were beside themselves. They cried themselves to sleep every night. He killed them. He killed my parents, that little Jew bastard. Working with Mel on my show was one of the great thrills of my life. And that season was inspired by what was possibly the greatest comedic premise that anyone has ever dreamed up. The producers.
Absolutely amazing. But under the right circumstances, a producer could make more money with a flop than he could with a hit.